major standard was
The Star.
Yeah, y'all already know. Seven the Panther. That dude Biz on the beat. Yeah. We live in entertainment. Sound chamber. Crown the kings, homie. This is where it get ill. About to have the tip off live as a tip drill. From the court to the diamond, to the track, to the big skin flying round the field. Starting five forever, keeping it real. If it matters in the world of sports, jeans and long sleeves, they taking no shorts. Hot the death, oh yes, these other sports podcasts live as a pros course. Biz market wave, the starting five goes off. No matter who you cheer for, emotions out the window. They analyzing with clear thoughts. They take it way deeper than the boss ever. No longer got any use for the four letters. The latest news, score stats and the view from the sideline. Ain't no guideline, it's just the truth. Yeah, no need to dig for a pardon line. It's always in season if people starting five. We going in on three, run the baseline, starting five. Get it, we got what you need. If the sports news you see, we don't waste time. We talking cause we live it. We got what you need. We going in on three, run the baseline, starting five. Get it, we got what you need. And y'all know me, seven sign, I'm the illest cat stick. I got what you need.
Sorry, y'all. I had to just open with a quick moment of silence because I'm not feeling as emotional as I was a couple days ago because the shit hit me hard. But I got to give condolences and rest in peace to one of my really, really, really good friends, Isa Rice, who lost her battle to breast cancer this week. And I mean, we all kind of a certain age in a way. And when you're friends with somebody for 30, should have been 50, 60 years of us living, when you're friends with somebody at 30 plus years, and like right now, like all that's ringing in the back of my head since was I should have been had a barbecue. Because one of the things you always ask me is, when are you having a barbecue? When are you having your barbecue? Because every barbecue I've ever had, she was there. You know what I'm saying? This is somebody I go back with from elementary school, like fourth grade-ish, when she came to the school, to the same junior high school. We was around the same crews of friends, same high school, track teammates, summer club track teammates. At each baby showers and all that stuff, we were there, like for each other's things. Like, like is this when you get to a certain point of friendship, it gets past, it gets past friendship and it becomes more family. And she was like family. Like when she lost her mom, I think it was like a year or two ago. Like I had to go because one, her mother was the shit. Two, her mother was also my substitute teacher in many classes from junior high school and high school. And three, one of the last barbecues I did have that she did attend. Oh, can my mother come? Absolutely, because your mother's the shit. Like there's certain levels of friendship that is just, it just feels like it's more than friendship. And, we obviously, because we all get older, we don't run as tight, i.e. meaning, everybody gets to hang out. Like TJ knows, Jamal knows, like we're getting up maybe 2, 3 times, 4 times a year at best. You know what I'm saying? Because we got families, work, yada, yada, yada. And with my OG friends, it gets less than that. But it doesn't matter for me sometimes because when you see them again, it's the same love as it was when we were first hanging out way back in the day. And like this shit hit me so hard that like I was in training class and I had to get up. And I spent maybe a good like I tried to sit back down. I had to get back out of the class. A good 20 minutes to a half hour, like trying to fight off. Dropped a couple tears and trying to fight off. And then friends sending your condolences because everybody knew like there's a crew of us who was all close to this woman and again, sorely missed, gonna be missed for good. You know, positive energy, whatever you do believe into her sons, her sisters, just they just bought a house. So hopefully they can work the shit out. But my friend, I love you, and you forever, forever, forever gonna be missed. And it sucks. And yeah, I had to give that up like that, y'all. Y'all know who I am. No need to go further. TJ.
What's up? Condolences, man. Like I said before, I think I wish you condolences earlier in the week. But again, man, when you get friends like that, I only have like a handful of friends. Not even I can count on one hand about how many friends I've known that long, and they are family at that point. I broke bread with them many times over and know their family in and out. They know my family in and out. So, condolences to you. On a lighter note, shout out to my New York Knickerbockers for taking game one playoffs this week in Cleveland. Um, they said it was going to be it's going to be a hard fought series. And, a lot of people are picking Cleveland in 7. I'll tell you what, if we win on Tuesday, not going to look good for them. Not going to look good for them at all. So, besides that, it's been a great week. Heading into a great month. Next month is my birthday. So, looking forward to a lot of good things happening.
Word up. Jamal, I think Big O dipped off and just caught the hint because he was in a Yankee hat, TJ.
Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome
Keep it over
back.
there by you.
Mayor, man, I jumped on late. My bad, brother. But condolences, man. Whenever we lose somebody in this journey of life, man, that means something to us. It's a rough go. So my condolences, brother. Um, yeah, bro. I found out this weekend, yesterday, that I'm the old uncle and I need to keep my ass in the house and get back home by like 12. Trying to hang with my nephews, mess me up. I literally just got up like 30 minutes ago, man. Yeah, celebrating those Knicks. It's going to be a tough series, but you know what? Anytime there's a playoff game win in Knickerbocker's history, it's a cause for some celebration. And no, it's nice out today for the most part. I got mad yard work to do, but I'm looking forward to chopping it up with everybody here. So welcome.
Big O did get the hint, but he came back in a jersey instead of the hat.
Man, I had to throw the Spreewell jersey on. You know what I'm saying? I had to do that, man.
Yeah.
My condolences, man. My condolences, Daniel. I lost my best friend a couple of years ago, man. I know that shit hurts. You know what I'm saying? So and it's gonna be tough to get through it. But you will, and you will always remember her. But yes, my Knicks pulled it out. I got kind of nervous when I started watching. I was about to turn the shit off.
Word.
You know what I'm saying? Because they was losing that lead. I'm like, yo, what the hell? So Mitchell was not going down without a fight. So I know it's gonna be a tough series, man. But I got faith in my Knicks, man. So yeah, that's about it. Waiting on Tuesday.
And keeping it New York theme for a minute, I gotta bring it to Miss New York, who's out there trying to find TJ in parts unknown. How are you doing, Miss?
Highly favored and truly blessed. Thank you so much for asking. Thank you very much for asking. My heart goes out to you. It's very difficult losing people that you love, losing people that become family. That's what they are in the end. It's not about blood being thicker than water or not, but sometimes it just is. The truth is just is what it is. And Just keep all her memories of you guys spending time together in the forefront. It's always going to be hard, and it's okay to express and just honor her in the best ways you know how. Do the things that she loved, and she'll always live on. You feel me?
Yeah, and see now this wasn't intentional because you actually just sparked something when you said keep all the memories on top or whatever, and not just because you're a woman, but because you're a woman, I'm going to express this that it was her when we were younger that taught me that y'all women can get hit between the legs just like a man and fold and collapse just like a man. How we
Facts.
get kicked in the nuts, y'all
Yeah.
like how we get kicked in the nuts, y'all could get hit between the legs the same
Yeah.
way, and that shit hurt.
Can
Absolutely.
I just say this? When you find that out for the first time, that's an amazing fact. You're like, oh shit, that
Yo,
works.
and son, that's how it was. This is back in the day when I lived in Port Richmond and we had a pool, right? We had a pool in our backyard. We was fortunate, one of the few things we say we're fortunate enough to have. But the right friends I would invite over, my brother would invite over, we would invite over. And when we used to play like Marco Polo, shit like that, or try to run, like of course, above ground pool. So how that like thing on the edge, that like lip on the edge of an above ground pool. We used to walk on that, and she was walking around it, trying to walk around, slipped, bang, split, and she toppled over, holding her crotch, and we were laughing because we didn't understand at the time, but she was holding her joint like it was like she was holding her joint like we were holding our joints. And it's one of them lifelong things that I never forget, and especially being a father of all daughters, I fully understand even more now.
Right.
But gut punches, no gut punches, no nut punches. Going to the city that loves to punch and box, the city of Philadelphia. Tyrone was good.
Hey, I just wanted to touch on, sorry for your friend. I did text you, leave you a message last week about my condolences. But like you said, it's like that's why I'm trying to explain to my daughters now, because they got friends that they're meeting now, and I'm like, try to keep that bond. I tell them all the time, all your aunties and uncles didn't come from me, mom. You know what I mean?
Word.
All your aunties and uncles, them same people that you can call, they ain't come. They're not blood. They came from friendships. You got aunties and uncles that you can call on that aren't blood related to you that'll do for you like I would. And that's part of the village. So, when you lose part of the village, man, I know how that can hit hard. So
Yeah, because also, I mean, part of the village was she there's a couple people who tried to approach me as if we were like African village kings, and like how many goats you need to to have one of your daughters, because all my daughters are beautiful, but people are like how many goats you need, how many cows, how many chickens to have my son marry, like, but she was one of them, not saying like she was like no, that one's for my oldest, like, and always joking about it, but thinking of that, and then it's one of them things that I'll say after the homie Tony goes, but there's something that kind of goes with what you mentioned, Tyrone, that I'll wrap all of this off with. But
when
Tony, what's up? And how was the homework, by the way?
I I have a greater respect, more of a respect for Black Thought after listening to the Roots. Way more.
oh,
I'm
okay.
I'm actually a little upset at myself that I never took the time and listened to more of the Roots. It wasn't like I was against them, but it was. I'm impressed, extremely impressed. But
That
on a
J
side
roll.
note, the always speaking on somebody who you lose, it's hard for me to do that because sometimes it feels like saying my condolences is never enough. It just doesn't seem to hit or feel the same when you know somebody, or even our closest somebody who loses anybody, and just saying, "Hey, I'm sorry, my condolences." It just didn't seem like sometimes it's not enough. So, but at the same time, it's all I could really do. It's more just to show that love that, hey, man, we all experience it and we get it. So my condolences, even though I feel like it's not enough. But I guess in order to soften that blow to make you respect me a little more, I also listened to that J. Rooted Damager album, and I think I like that one better. That Sun Rises is amazing too. Thank you. Appreciate it.
See, this is what we do in the immortal words of Inspector Deck. Teach the truth to the young black youth. Shorty staying around smoking session, drinking beer, and ain't trying to hear what I am kicking into his ear.
Yeah.
Yo, I'm sorry. That's one of my favorite fucking quotes, like just period ever. But Tony did exactly what we want people to do when we tell people about certain things that we think are. You ain't got to just shut it out.
Don't stop jogging.
That's right. Don't stop jogging. Run to that shit and keep doing the homework.
Nah, my knees is on timing right now, and I'm trying. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to.
It's all good. It's all good. It helped me tie it. I tied it into what we talking about. But back to real quick again. Thank y'all. You know, again, more the condolences really goes directly to her sisters and her sons for real. And you know, people, more friends of mine that stayed yeah, and got to see her more than I ever have in over the years and stuff. But Tony Tyrone mentioned like the whole village thing. That ties into why I've been telling my friends for decades. And it felt like it kind of hit home when my boy John sent a message to our group chat and was like, yo, it was good seeing y'all the other, like it made seeing these dudes at the our track alumni dinner, which I said I was gonna flame it last week. I'm gonna let it go. It's irrelevant now. But it felt like it hit home to them finally, where it was like, yo, big man was right. That we can't keep these times where we're seeing each other just up to funerals and special events. And I think it was maybe one of my older cousins, the second cousin, because I don't have too many first cousins, but second cousin that's like, technically my father's first cousin. I think one of them had kind of said something like that to me in the past, forever stuck with me. Because again, like it shouldn't just be funerals and fucking just special events that we get up with people that we've known 20, 30, 40, TJ approaching 50 plus years, you know what I'm saying? Like shit like that's got to change. That's why I like HHDG shit, TJ. We was at one point making it a point at least 3 to 4 times a year. At least 3 to 4 times a year. It always just surrounded some type of an event, but it was a perfect excuse for everybody to link up. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he's showing the cigar. Well,
Absolutely, absolutely. No, I was taking a mute, and these landscapers right here just killing it. But real quick, absolutely, like we need to see each other. It's all good texting and talking and doing the social media thing, but it's good to see the person in the flesh. It changes the whole interaction when you're meeting that person.
right, like it's just it's shit like that. And so it's again, it ain't to y'all. It ain't to y'all because like literally, I haven't seen Miss New York since the battle, and that was like 2015, maybe in person. Might have been
2016.
2016.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, literally in the flesh, like it's been that long. Like Tyrone, Tony, we're gonna make it a point to link up. We're always, especially like Tyrone, we're always in the Philadelphia area a couple times a year. But it's shit like that it's like it hits harder to home. But to my people that I've known 25, 30, approaching 40 years, like I tell you like this, my boy Danny O'Sullivan and Wiki Ian are the two people that I think I've known the longest in my life. Wiki literally since diapers. But I find a way, we always have our ways to get together or talk every day, or, we're constant communications because he's sending me the stuff to make the memes for the HHDG podcast, which if you're not following HHDG Media, the podcast, y'all need to. But it's like, it's other people like that it's like, yo, I used to get on them all the time. Like, What's the fucking excuse that our kids don't know each other right now? You know, it's shit like that. It's little things like that. It's little things like that. But my problem is I'm always the one that usually is the facilitator and the generator of said events. And I kind of fall back sometimes to see, yo, let's see if somebody else does this shit. You know what I'm saying? And am I lying, TJ? And you're shaking your head because I mean, you know, like a lot of events don't happen if I didn't start the ball rolling.
I
And
understand you completely because I'm the facilitator of my close friend group. You know what I'm saying? That's just what it is.
yeah, so but it's you want the other ones to step up and be like, yo, we're doing this, yo, we're doing that. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. It is what it is. But those are things that can all be worked on. But again, if y'all keep just a level of when you see each other, it's still the same love as it was back in the day. That's what counts the most. Enough of that because I'm better. I've been better on the other side and shit like that. Let's get into the nonsense. Let's get into the tournament. And we're finishing
One
this
second,
shit today. We're
one
finishing
second
this
though.
shit. Yeah, what's up?
One second. Y'all talked about y'all Knicks. So I'm gonna talk about these Lakers here at 3 o'clock when the young boy when they get on Memphis. Okay, I'm gonna bring that up.
All right. But let's get
I
into
I
this
ain't mad.
tournament.
Yeah, man, I ain't mad. I'm actually hoping the Lakers win the West, bro.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
But let's get
Man,
into this now. We
I ain't
gotta we
happy.
gotta we got a little correction to make because 2 weeks ago, my bad, y'all. 2 weeks ago, I caught mad late because it wasn't no hate behind this either. It was simply just a yo, hold up a second. Something don't feel right. And it literally just hit me like that. It literally just is like, yo, 50 Cent is beating everybody a little too easy. And it was like, let me investigate. This was kind of like, US government sees you made, 151,000 instead of 150,000 on the year. It's time to audit. But it just something just said, wait. I'm like, wait a second. Nah. It just triggered. And then it just hit me. 50 didn't really, really come out. I mean, he came out in the 90s with the How to Rob and all that. But the Get Rich or Die Trying, I know. I was like, did that shit come out in 99? I Googled it.
That's what
That
I
shit
was
said
thinking.
2003. I was like, yeah, we fucked up. And it was my fault. Again, I blame Big O in the beginning because he picked it. But it was my fault for letting it slide because I constructed the tournament. I put it all into the thing. And my bad for letting that slide. And so to
and
right
and
the
you're- and you're not a 50 fan of say that as well.
no,
Oh yeah,
because
say
like
that
I said,
now.
I can put that to the side, and I did as he kept winning, I kept putting it to the side, but it was just a level of fairness, and it wasn't the animosity.
Absolutely.
I don't have animosity. Like I said, I told y'all, I turned around on this album. I can appreciate the album. Do I play it? No, but when I did get the download for it, I gave it an honest listen, and I was like, you know what, this shit is dope. It ain't for me still,
Probably,
but it is dope. You know what I'm
you
saying?
probably could have caught it earlier if you did one more randomizer and put it against like Cuban Link. You probably
Oh,
would have had
stop
it.
it. It would have never made it, and then we wouldn't be having this
Yeah,
discussion.
we wouldn't have to worry about it.
That's true. That's
I
true.
like
But
that. I
anyway,
like that. I like that
to right
answer.
to right
That
the
is true.
wrongs, because both of these albums lost to 50 Cent. Wanted Dead or Alive, Cool G Rap versus J. Rooter Damager, The Sun Rises in the East, TJ.
Man, um, I'm just showing my bias here. I'm just a huge Cool G Rap fan. Um, this guy knows his lane, stays in it, perfected it, and keeps his craft alive and well to this day. One of the most rawest forms of hip hop. This dude is just nasty with his words and describing how he can dismantle and kill people and and do robberies and things. He's an excellent storyteller as well. So I'm going nothing against J. Rule. He was about knowledge of self. He was that Sun Rises in the East is a phenomenal album. It's very educational. If you listen to it, it's a dope album. But I just love G Rap more. That's where I'm going with it.
It's educational because why? Because he's not talking about the queens. But but I digress. No, I voted already, as you see, Sunrises in the East, because Cool G Rap is Cool G Rap, but you can't stop the profit. But show of hands, because TJ said I'm gonna show my bias. How many of y'all listen to that Cool G Rap and Necro album? If y'all are Cool G Rap fans like that, raise your hand. Show me a hand. How many of y'all listen to that? Yeah, I thought so. People aren't
Kansas
as
album with Dirty East Smash.
people ain't fans like that as they claim they are. But anyway, Tony, the newly educated to the Sunrises in the East, or Wanted Dead or Alive?
So, quick question: since there's 7 of us here, there's got to be an oddball pick. Can I vote both?
No.
Damn.
You tried.
Because I like both. I like both albums. I had heard "Wanted Dead or Alive" because years ago I was well, I can't say was. I'm a Mobb Deep fan, and I ended up getting that Free Agents album, and Cool G was on that, which sent me to go and learn a little bit about who he was. And I'm like, I've already experienced Cool G. J. Rue is new to me, but as I said before, but I don't want to pick. I really like them both. I like them both.
So breathe and come back. We'll come back to you. Big
Yeah,
O.
please.
Yeah, I'm going with the Prophet. I'm going with J. Rue. And it's the educational for me that took it over the edge. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it was one of those albums that it was a dying breed, you know, for those educational quote unquote albums at that time. And yeah, it's what we needed, man. So that's my pick.
I'll come back to Shemaine when she comes back, but Tyrone.
Yeah, that's the reason why the sun is gonna set in the east, because I wasn't with that educational rap. I wanted to be thugging at the time. I ain't gonna lie. I was all going with the Cool G rap.
It's funny. Jamal.
Yeah, man, I'm gonna go with J. Rue on this, bro. That album at that time and what it meant, and we was rocking it hard, and yeah.
You can be honest. Brooklyn over Queens. It's okay.
That part too, but it's all right.
Shemaine, if you're there, come through. If not, Tony, it's on you.
Yeah, I had to cheat. I had to do a comparison. I had to go back really quick. I went back and forth. I'm probably gonna have to side with J. Rue.
Oh no!
And there it is. We don't.
I have to side with J. Rue.
Shemaine's vote, though important, wouldn't sway either way. The sun rises in the east. It is, and we're up to the next round finally. And we're gonna, you know what? We're gonna stay right there because it just might be condolences for J. Rue right out the gate because he's going against the infamous. There's my vote. No need for me to long talk that Jamal.
Infamous.
Tyrone. I don't want to fly through this without Shemaine, but Tyrone, you said 3-0?
I say look to previous review or vote.
To the previous vote?
Sentiment.
Big O.
Yeah, the Infamous is my pick. It was my pick for my final four, man. So it's Infamous all the way for me.
Tony, I guess you was the one who said 3-0. Is that 5-0 now?
Yeah, it's 5-0. Yeah.
J. Rue, I'm sorry, but TJ.
It's sweet, my dog. I mean, that album is flawless.
Yeah.
Timeless classic. One of the
Yeah,
greatest albums ever made in hip hop.
I'm giving the vote for Shemaine too. She'll understand when it's over.
Okay,
Please,
okay.
please
Yo,
I
move
got
on.
I got a question really quick before we move on.
Go ahead.
Why? Just out of curiosity, because I know whenever Mob Deep's in a conversation, why does no one ever talk about Juvenile Hell?
Because it wasn't a good album.
Eh,
Okay, I
It
guess.
wasn't as good.
It
It
just
wasn't as good.
Infamous
The production
cast a
wasn't as good.
large
The
shadow, man. Yeah.
yeah,
It's
My
man.
back, TJ. Go ahead.
It's just one
Yeah.
thing I noticed. Granted, I agree.
No,
I
you
agree.
good.
It doesn't hold up to Hell on Earth or Infamous and Murder Music, but I mean, it's still a start. But I never hear anybody even mention it. It's like it
But
doesn't.
you know what? I'm gonna be honest. Too. People didn't know about Juvenile Hell. It didn't even get the love like that out here when it first dropped. People really didn't hear Mobb Deep until the Infamous.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's a fact.
Yeah. Okay. I
when
didn't
Shook
hear
Ones
Juvenile
2
Hell
came
till
out,
that.
it changed the game. It
Yeah.
changed the game completely. And you could hear that shit on every street corner, in every car, every bodega you went by. That shit was everywhere. Juvenile Hell. You had to be a real Mobb Deep fan in the very early days to even know they dropped Juvenile Hell. Because a lot of people didn't know they dropped. That was their first album.
Mhm.
To be
Yeah.
honest.
Also too, I think that Juvenile they really changed their subject matter as far as what they were rapping about. With that second album, Infamous album.
Yeah,
Juvenile Hell. I mean, yeah, when it comes to Juvenile Hell and Infamous,
Yeah,
when it was
peer
Infamous,
pressure.
Infamous was just a lot more
Also,
grittier.
'cause all
also,
I'm thinking about
yeah,
is
it's
hit it
like
from
I
the
said,
back,
those
hit it
beats
from the
were
back,
just
hit
amazing
it
on
from
that
the back,
album.
like
Yeah,
that.
I got caught up
Those
because I
beats on
heard,
that album were phenomenal. Like,
Yeah. Havoc was in his bag right then, bro.
I
yeah.
heard Juvenile
yeah,
Hell
man,
almost.
he was in his production bag hard.
And shout out to Alchemist too, because
Mm-hmm.
later on, Alchemist took the brunt of the production, and he's a hell of a producer. He's my top
It's
five as
chill
far as
on
producer.
that. It's not that he took the brunt of. It's more that his Mobb Deep shit was most of their hits. It was most of
Yeah.
their singles more
Yeah.
than just it was the album cuts. Yeah. What was you gonna say, Tony? And then we're gonna move on. We're gonna see if Shemaine comes back.
No, it was Ty. It wasn't me.
I mean Tyrone,
Oh,
my bad. Yeah, you was about to say
what
something.
I was saying, Juvenile Hell almost got me off of Mobb Deep because I found that late, and I thought that it came out. I thought it was after Infamous, so I was like, "What are these dudes doing? Are they going backwards? This is not right." And then somebody had to explain to me that was before that, so I had to go, "Oh, all right," because I thought they was retracted. I was like,
Yeah. Nah, see, but yeah, good point though, because nobody talks about Words from the Genius.
Nope.
Nobody talks about the Fugees' first album either.
Yep.
So
Welcome back.
welcome back. Yeah, and just so you know, hopefully you don't get offended. I voted for you. It was a clean sweep for the Infamous over J. Rue the Damager.
I would have.
Okay. You would say you're not offended. That's beautiful.
Not at all.
All right, let's move on. Let's keep it going now because we're finishing this tournament today. Operations Doomsday versus the Slim Shady LP. Now, this is no shade against one of the best rappers alive. Clearly the best white rapper, but I don't want to categorize him as that. But Operation Doomsday, for me, over Slim Shady LP. TJ.
"Oh no, Kobe went down."
Listen. Nothing against Eminem. He's a wordsmith, and he does his damn thing. But Doom is just a different guy, man. He's just a different guy. He makes you think about shit you never thought about before. His production was always tight, and it's Doom for me. And I'm a super late bloomer to Doom. I heard Eminem before I heard MF Doom, and he changed the game for me. So it's Doom all day.
Same. Tony, I think it sounds the same for you too, because I
3-0.
remember what you
Yeah.
said.
I'm a new listener to Doom too. Not like I never heard from him, I just never listened to a lot of him. Thank you, Mayor, for that. But yeah, I'll put it Doom probably easy, really easy.
Now, not the. Okay, there we go. Big O.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you, man. Doomsday is just more of an enjoyable album to me, man. I can't. I tried listening to him. You know, he did a lot of shit that we've never heard of before. But once you start the subject matter, once you start talking about, fucking up your moms and all that shit, I just couldn't deal with it, man. And Doomsday was just a more enjoyable album, man. It was the wider range is Doom all the way for me.
Tyrone.
I was trying to with this one. I was debating on whether what was more important to me was it impact or not, because the impact of Eminem, the impact of that first album and where it took him and how we got G Unit and everything that came after that was really like making me pick this. But then I thought about it, and in fairness, if we go album for album, I'm gonna have to go with Doom.
Damn near clean sweep, but Jamal, the birds have been trying to get their vote in. What is your
Yeah,
vote?
man. Eminem's like one of the greatest rappers in the world to ever do it. Like this dude's skills is just ridiculous. It may not be for everybody, but there's no denying that he's like one of the best to ever do it. Doom is like the fucking best in the multiverse, fam. So it's like Doom is just on some other shit, man. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Doom. And I was late to Doom also. I couldn't hear Doom until I got into my late 30s, and then I got it.
Yeah, Charmaine. To round this off, is this a sweep or nah?
Oh nah, I'm going Eminem.
All good.
I understand everybody else's reasons, but yeah. But that album was for me. Just piggybacking on what he said earlier. Sorry, Tyrone said earlier. What that album really did and brought to the game was more than just him. So it changed a lot, and I appreciate it. Stand with it.
Agreed. And once again, because we shouldn't have to do this, but for anybody listening and or watching after the fact, we are not saying any of these albums are whack. So that's the last time you're going to hear that disclaimer. Fuck y'all if you see otherwise. Plain and simple.
That ain't
it. But the first barbed wire death match of this event, Biggie's Ready to Die versus Ghostface's Iron Man.
Oh shit!
I'm going Shaolin Bias. Love you, Big, but I'm going Shaolin Bias. Charmaine, I'm sorry to do this to you first.
I mean, technically, you already gave yours, so you went first. So I don't feel like.
Oh yeah. Okay. You got that.
Biggie Ready to Die.
You got that, Jamal.
Oh man, I ain't ready to order yet. Can y'all skip me and then come back to me?
Hey, but all the cheeseburgers might be gone by the time you come back, Tyrone.
Oh, damn.
What? There ain't no cheese.
Tyrone, it's on you. We gave Tony that grace, so
That's what I was going to do, though.
All right. Well, everybody gets one pass.
No, forget it.
Okay, so you can save it for another one. Go ahead.
I ain't using it here.
Everybody gets one. Tony used his. Jamal just used his. TJ, Shemaine, and Big O, y'all got one left.
I'm saving mine, and I'm gonna just go ahead and just go with Ready to Die.
Cool. Big O.
All right, so this is how I'm making my vote, man. What is my favorite album in the discography? Supreme Clientele is my favorite album in the discography, and then Iron Man. Ready to Die is my favorite album out of Big's discography, so I'm going with Ready to Die.
I like that reasoning.
I don't.
It's not. I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it because
we're splitting hairs at this point. I mean,
it really is.
How about answer?
I know. I mean, though I agree about Supreme Clientele, lyrically, Iron Man makes more sense. Supreme Clientele is the
Oh, Supreme
ultimate.
Clientele is gibberish.
Supreme Clientele is as my
Supreme Clientele is gibberish. All right.
shout out to my man Diesel, but as he said, yo, that is essential dust head rap.
Yeah.
Tony, it's on you.
I have a feeling I used my pause way too early in this thing.
You did.
Way too early. I had both. I have both on the wall. Original copies too. I listened to Iron Man last week, so I can't even remember the last time I listened to Ready to Die all the way through without just hearing a couple songs here and there, like Machine Gun Funk or the What. Like even when you know what, even when I go on Ready to Die, I still go right to the What to start it off. So I think Rube's gonna win this one for me. I got to go Iron Man.
Not bad. Not a bad reasoning, TJ.
This was hard, but it wasn't as hard as y'all were making it. I'm going with Tony Stark's. As
Oh,
much as I love Biggie's Ready to Die album, I really do. That Iron Man album hits different for me personally. Like it's just Ghost in his bag,
look at
and
Jamal's
he's
face. His shit is to the side, like yo, fuck y'all niggas.
Like, man.
It's to yourself taking the pass,
yeah.
Oh Lord.
Oh
Jesus,
man,
Jesus, this Sunday.
yeah. It ain't easy, man. For real, it ain't
This is
easy.
tough.
But I mean,
His mama
but
had
you
kids on
know,
her breast.
I told you,
Stark,
man. This is pick your
Stark,
kids,
man.
We're only making it harder as we go along, but it's on you, Jamal.
All right. My brain is saying Iron Man was the overall better album. But Biggie's album was more monumental, man. It changed it even the coast. You know what I mean?
You're
So
right.
I gotta go Ready to Die. And there's probably a lot of my Brooklyn biases on there, but
Yeah.
as much as I love Iron Man, and literally Iron Man is one of the most listenable albums that was ever made. But yeah, man, I gotta go Ready to Die.
Wu-Tang goes down this round. Next up, West Coast versus Junkers. The Chronic versus Is Dark and Hell is Hot. My vote is for the Chronic. Junkers.
Thanks. It's forever going to be Jonkers for me now. Thank you.
Well, T-Yay.
Junkers, the Yankees.
T-Yay.
I've been called that several times.
T-Yay.
On
you. My vote is for
X.
the Chronic.
I love X, and he's from the 914. But that Chronic album, man, that Chronic album was different. I was a fan of X, but I never really listened to his albums like that. That's where it boils down to me for. I loved him. I loved all his singles. I love he got major radio play when he was out. But the Chronic was that fire for me. I'm going to the left coast and doing the Chronic. I mean, it's the DRE.
I feel you, TJ, because it's like honestly, like later years of DMX, like in the era, his shit was on loop because that was just one of those it was on everybody's joints. But
right,
like later life, like I don't find myself revisiting DMX. Part because I don't want to. It was like when we went to the sorry for the sidebar, but it was like when we went to that Art of Rap show where we was fortunate enough to have seen the Juice Crew performed the symphony
Right,
live, all
right,
the members
live.
live.
Yeah, yeah.
But when DMX got the praying on stage, we left the show.
Put it like this though:
We
when you
left.
hear a DMX joint, it you like yeah, but when you hear the intro for that, it's the DRE. It just changes the game, man. That intro right there. You hear the piano
But
come in, and it just
we'll stop talking because we're not trying to sway everybody else's votes. Tony.
I'll probably have to say DMX.
What?
Yeah. DMX.
It's
I mean, it was a good thing you were. I get what you were saying with the whole Juice Crew stuff, but like, I've never been locked into Dre.
I
Like
could dig it.
after a while, the Chronic is great, but it's in real small doses. It bores the shit out of me.
wow,
Well,
wow.
well, it's dark and Big O's room is hot. What's your vote?
That was good.
Facts.
See,
Yo,
they
okay,
sweat the
so
confession out of him, and he got lights on today.
word. No, okay, so I was in Korea. When It's Dark and Hell came out, and that's probably the most listened to album I've ever listened to, in my life. Having said that, hot take, The Chronic is probably, arguably, one of the best West Coast rap albums ever made. Um, so I'm going with The Chronic on this one.
Is that Jamal like microwaving hot pockets and washing his hands?
That's me, dog. Sorry, yo.
I heard it. I heard the waves.
Yo,
I heard the waves.
at least I'm not dropping water, man.
Are you sure it was a microwave? It sounded like a Tesla coil.
Chucking up the deuces. No deuces being dropped, Tyrone. It's on you.
I'm gonna go some R&B in here and say that with DMX, the singles was banging, but when I wanted to go through the whole album, I felt like I heard it all before. I got bored. I feel like he was just saying the same shit over and over, just with different little grunts. You know what I mean? So I gotta go with the Chronic.
Well, Shemaine,
DMX.
I think Jamal is slipping and falling, but
Damn.
hopefully he gets up.
I'm back, yo.
That's my dog father.
You stayed fast with the DMX votes. I like your consistency.
That's it.
But Jamal, it's on you.
That The Chronic, easy for me. This was an easy one. The way I explained Biggie's album, The Chronic put a crown on the West Coast for that moment. That was that album. It set the balance off, and that's just
we ain't going
monumental.
here, but this is about to get ugly if you see it.
Yep.
Actually, it's not gonna be that ugly. I know where y'all East Coast is going, but that's all right. I'm sorry, Sister Jean, but the Crew's Dirty 30. Oh shit, that's who we're forgetting. We forgot Diz. But that just reminded me. But the Crew's Dirty 30 goes down this week against Midnight Marauders.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Shemaine is on you.
Yeah, this will be quick.
Shemaine,
I'm sorry.
it's your vote.
I'm sorry. I'm half here and half not here. Skip me and come back.
Okay. All right. Jamal.
Midnight Marauders, man. This motherfucker
Tyrone.
about to cut his grass.
I'm using my skip here. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. Midnight Marauders. This was easy for me.
Big O.
Yeah, this is a sweep, man. I'm sorry, Sister Jeans. This is Dirty 30 with Sister Jean this week, man. Definitely Midnight Marauders. Also in my final four.
Sister.
You got 5 in your
Yeah,
final
Tony.
4.
Same
Four.
Marauders, man. Midnight Marauders. I still need that Dirty 30 album on my vinyl wall too. I got to grab that at some point.
All right, cool. See, I didn't feel bad because I sent Diz the link late, TJ, and
But I
I
mean, you
said
really
my
didn't even
bad,
have
but
to ask me.
no, he
But
said it wouldn't make it. But yeah,
all right. I
Where the
mean, you
broom
really
at?
had to ask me. I'm going Tribe all day,
Where the
every day,
broom at?
twice on Sunday.
yeah. Sorry. And Shemaine to
It's
round
a
off the
sweet.
sweep. Okay.
Hmm.
All right. Queens got the money over the Bronx. But Boston and Houston by way of Brooklyn versus Long Island. Daily Operation versus Fear of a Black Planet. TJ, did we lose you?
No, I pressed the mute button way too many times. Wow, Field of Black Planet versus. Oh, damn, man. I really love that Gangstar album, but I really love that Public Enemy album. That shit is just. This is not easy for me personally, but I'm gonna have to go with the brothers from Strong Island in this one, and that hurts me to say that because I really love that Gangstar album.
Cool, because I'm going Gangstar because if there was one song that was left in this tournament that I played at the most out of anything, Mass Appeal, that instrumental, you couldn't pull me away from. Still to this day, it's just Tony.
Gangstar.
Big O.
Nothing
Big
against
O.
Public Enemy though, but Gangstar.
Yeah, man. Premier is in my Mount Rushmore of producers, but I'm going with Public Enemy. I'm going with Fear of Black Planet.
He's going with Public Enemy,
Mm.
Tyrone. What are you going with?
Um, I'm going with Fear of a Black Planet as well.
I think everybody feared Black Planet, Jamal. That's why nobody's using it anymore.
Um, no. So at this level in the tournament, bro, your album has to be, a haymaker, man. And Fear of the Black Planet is it. And no disrespect to Daily Ops. Moment of Truth is my Gangstar Pinnacle album, but it's Fear of the Black Planet's gonna win this one for me.
And Shemaine, just to round off the whooping.
Gangstar.
All right, it's not that bad of a whooping after all. 4-3 Gangstar goes down. Rest in peace, Guru. More Wu-Tang Clan. I'm just going
Oh
ahead.
man, who am I gonna pick? I wonder.
Shallon Bias, Shemaine Bias. I love Ice Cube. He's the reason why I created a new way of thinking when it comes to top lists. But it's Wu-Tang all day for me, Shemaine.
Wu-Tang.
Ain't nothing to fuck with, Jamal. Better heed that
Easy.
warning.
Wu-Tang. 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 Come on.
Wu-Tang Clan. I don't even know.
All right. So now that this is already over, just quickly give y'all a sentimental picks. Big O, Tony, TJ.
Oh yeah, again and again.
Tony. And TJ, is this going to be a sweep or not?
I mean, that was Cube's magnum opus, but it's going against the Clan.
Keep feeding you.
It was a Clan
Yeah, that hurts. This hurts. I wish he wasn't going up against them like this. 'Cause that album deserves more than it gets. But I'm gonna rock with the Clan because I play Protect Your Neck like 100 times a day for like 2 months straight.
He bring the TJ bring the motherfucking ruckus, and it might be Wu-Tang versus Wu-Tang, Brooklyn versus Brooklyn / Park Hill. The Purple Tape versus Black Moon entered the stage. TJ, you still have a pass left. I think you're the only one that has a. Yeah, you're the only one that. No, you and Big O have a pass left. So if you want to
I'm
use
not
it
gonna.
now, that's
I'm not gonna.
cool.
I'm not gonna use my pass on this one because I love Black Moon, but yo, that purple tape. Nobody stole my Black Moon tape. You know what I'm saying? Nobody. Nobody stole my Black Moon tape, bro. It was like, yo, that shit's hard. Keep it. You know what I'm saying? But that purple tape went missing, and I know who took it to this day, but I'll never call them out on it. But that's all right. That's all
Nah,
right.
yo, this is the
I'm
perfect
going
setting
purple
to
tape.
call him out, man.
Tony,
All
he,
right, fuck my
he
man from Mount Vernon.
Tony, he based his vote on criminology. What are you basing your vote on?
It's funny you say that because I got a different song on my head right now. This time it's gonna be Purple Tape. It's not even a surprise for you. You know me. I think the next round's gonna be tougher, but all Purple Tape.
Oh,
Purple Tape is my vote to go all the way, man. This hit the golden buzzer. You know what I'm saying? I bought the bootleg to this shit, man. Yeah, Purple Tape all the way.
just for buying a bootleg of the Purple Tape, Tyrone, his vote shouldn't count. What say you?
Word.
Cannon like out the Glock, turn the lights out, dip behind the couch. Keon gagged his mouth. I'm going off for the spot rushers, and so I'm
shit.
going with the Purple Tape.
Damn, B-side.
Jamal.
Purple tape, fam. I gotta drop my Brooklyn bias right now.
Jermaine.
Purple tape.
I'll just make it no, I'm not making it a sweep. I'm just for sympathy votes because I love both. That's how you love both. You just give a sympathy vote away.
Man, oh God, it's looking like
We're coming back to that one.
My prediction for the top two, it looks like it's about to happen, and I really hope it doesn't.
We're coming.
It's gonna happen.
It's gonna happen.
I see it too. It's gonna happen.
I know. Well, I know where my vote lies. We're gonna come back to that one. Operation Doomsday versus Ready to Die. I gotta stick with Doom. I love Big, but I gotta stick with Doom, Shemaine. It's on you.
Ready to die.
Juicy?
Ready to die.
It's juicy. Jamal. Is it Machine Gun Funk or is it a Sade sample? You used your skip already.
Oh,
Dog.
Friendly reminder.
I was just gonna say, had to bring it up on. By the way, according to my skip notes.
Damn.
Sorry, I want to use it too early, boy.
Yeah, bro. This is my favorite rapper from my youth versus my favorite rapper now. I'm in my late 40s. I'm going with Big. Ready to Die.
You know, you went with Brooklyn over Long Island in England. That's okay.
It just happened to fall that way.
Yeah, Tyrone.
And y'all cheating. He keep talking about how he feel now. It ain't about now. It's how you feel then. What was rocking with you? I keep going back to what rocked with me at that time. Yeah, you can listen to an album now. You got a different mindset. You know what I'm saying? You got different thoughts and different processes. So yeah, albums gonna be different now than they was back then. So you changing the narrative a little bit.
Oh man, we still alive, man. You still growing. You know what I mean? You still alive.
Well, it ain't Machine Gun Funk, but it is respect. And so I'm going with Ready to Die.
Big O.
Because that's what I was listening to in the 90s.
That's a wise choice you made. Wise choice you made.
Big O, it's on you.
And I listened to Doomsday at a later age, man. When I was just more knowledgeable and you know I listened to lyrics more than beats, and just the shit he was saying, you know, and again, this is not his best album. Was crazy about it.
But he's
and
your
at
rapper.
the time, Ready to Die, man, was my favorite up until that point. So I'm going with Operation Doomsday in this one.
Ow, Tony.
Wow.
Y'all cheating.
Wow, you threw me way off. Damn.
Exactly.
Tony.
Um, I'm I'm sorry that I didn't hear Doom earlier in my life. I think at this point I would probably, at my age now, I would pick Doom, but I got to go with Ty, and I got to pick Ready to Die. I got more of a history with it.
Wait a second. You just said at your age now, you would pick Doom.
Mm-hmm.
So, well, how old are you then if you're not gonna pick Doom? If you're at your age now,
Why?
all right. If you're at your age now,
I'm glad you brought that up, Dan, because I was gonna call him out on it.
Y'all know what he meant. Don't try to play him. Y'all know what he meant.
This is your math.
I have a feeling that I'm getting attacked by Doom stands right now.
Nah, it's all right.
Oh,
My
nah.
name is
I'll be a
Stanley.
stand. I'll be a stand. That's fine.
The only S in my name, the only S in my name is the last letter of my last name, but that's all right. TJ, just for GP.
The rocket launcher, Biggie stomped ya.
So it would have
High
been
as a
lopsided
motherfucking
anyway.
helicopter.
All right, hold
That's
on,
right.
hold on. So now you started something. Now listen, okay. I like Doom. I do. I like him a lot. It was, but I'm new. I don't feel like I should have a say to be like to try to put him over Biggie. I just got into Doom.
And I respect
So you shouldn't be picking. You shouldn't be picking Doom.
I didn't.
Hey, don't listen to TJ.
Not this round. But it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. We
turn back time.
Okay.
We've
All right,
moved on.
so I get it. The first time it was my mom, so now it's my age. Okay, I see where we're going. I see how
It's both.
Hey,
It's both, bro. It's both.
It's a new theme
It's
every
both,
week.
man. Both, man.
I can take it.
Holy smokes.
I think you guys should have a real talk during Thanksgiving, next time you see your mom about, what happened with, the Roots, Doom,
Oh, I already
and all these other rappers you had.
I already talked to her.
Disrespectful. But it's on you, TJ. I already voted the Chronic over the Infamous. This one was tough. But the Chronic, I mean, if we're talking impact, if we're talking musically, beat-wise, I mean, sonically, the Chronic is cleaner, better. Yes, the Infamous is beyond fire. More rappers on the Chronic. The Prodigy should be goated in many people's lists. But Snoop, Corrupt, Lady of Rage, everybody went off on that album. Yeah, it was kind of a compilation album, but this album, if we want to say impact, sparked way more than what the Infamous did for multiple people. This is the same argument some of y'all gave for other albums, but I will not gonna go there. But I picked the Chronic. TJ,
I gotta disagree with you there, bro. I can say I was in the club or on my last days of the club when the Chronic came out, and you throw on that Mob Deep, and it's just a different vibe. It's just different. It's just, and yeah, they had famous guest appearances and all that, but it's Mob for me. I'm going to Infamous. The album is just,
Tony.
I'm going Mob Deep, but what you just said, TJ, made me think of something. A question, as a genuine question. You said that Chronic had a lot of guest appearances. So would you say, or would it be fair to say that the only reason, one of the reasons why the Chronic is so strong in the culture is because it was held up by features? Like,
that's a good question.
Would it still hit the same? Would it still be as respected?
No, because Dre's not a great rapper. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you're not going to for lyrical content and storytelling the way that Prodigy and Havoc going back and forth trading barbs and telling stories and stuff like that. Like one of my
Well,
favorite
no,
songs.
Dre was a good rapper. He was a very good rapper. Writer, he wasn't, but he was a very good rapper because he knew how to deliver. He's been a showman his whole life. So I give you that. But when you're talking rappers slash MCs, it's Prodigy than Havoc over
Yeah,
Dr. Dre.
yeah,
If we're just putting the
yeah,
lens on Dr. Dre, but let's
yeah.
keep this moving. Big O.
Yeah.
Yeah. The best, my opinion, the best West Coast rap album ever is still can't hold its weight against Infamous. Infamous only had two features, Raekwon and Nas. That album was flawless. You know what I'm saying? So Infamous for me all day,
And
any day of
because
the
he
week.
wanted to see it in his final four, Tyrone.
I listened to the Chronic this morning,
This guy's hating.
and it's like, no. Here's the thing, though. If we listen to the Chronic right now, we'd be like, oh, that's features, it's a compilation album, it won't get enough credit. But here's the thing. Are we talking about the artist or are we talking about the album? Because we talking about the
The
artist, then
album.
yeah, okay, so based on the album, I'm going with the Chronic. It was a better album than the Mobb Deep shit. Even though Mobb Deep had better rappers, and even though they had less features, the album overall, if y'all adding bullshit to, I don't care who's on it. I'm going by
I
the
give it up.
album overall. So album
It
overall,
felt
the
like
Chronic
more
was
of a
better.
complete storytelling type of deal. It felt more complete story. The Infamous is phenomenal, but the Dr. Dre one felt more of a journey of
I
what
respect that.
what
I
they were
respect
going on with. But Jamal,
Infamous, and that's hard.
Yeah,
Sonically, the Chronic is 1 and 1A, sonically, and I don't care about the feature stuff. I'm just looking at the lyrical content as a whole from both albums. Um, Mobb Deep was not to be fucked with at that point. Two of them dudes can have held down everybody on the Chronic album, and I had to go just based on the lyrics, the deciding factor. It was Infamous, and it's razor
Shemaine,
thin.
I feel you. Shemaine for GP.
To all my killers and my $100 billers,
that's what
Ooh,
I'm talking about.
real niggas
That's what
who
I'm
ain't got
talking.
no
Who
feelings.
ain't got no
Ain't
feelings.
no
No matter
feelings,
how
no
Wrong,
many,
feelings.
wrong one. There you go.
or a
There
whole
you
bunch
go.
of features.
That's where it is.
The infamous.
Oh, damn.
I like that.
Better album lyrically, better album beat wise.
But next up, this is where Fear of a Black Planet loses for me. Midnight Marauders was more complete perfection than Fear of a Black Planet. I could skip more tracks on Fear of a Black Planet than the Tribe album. Shemaine, for you, it's on you.
Midnight Marauders.
Jamal,
PE, Fear of a Black Planet.
Tyrone,
I thought Fear of a Black Planet was going on because they was just getting the good draws. But now that he picked over Midnight Marauders, I'm looking a little sideways at it. But I'm going with Midnight Marauders. I don't.
Big O.
Midnight Marauders is one of those albums I can listen straight through with no skips. That and Low End Theory. So yeah, I'm going Midnight Marauders.
And for GP Tony, TJ,
Tried.
it's over. TJ,
This not an easy one for me.
did you write a letter
But
to the government?
yeah, they say I still owe them money.
It's
But
all right. It's toughness though. It's all right.
the night is on my mind though. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna have to go Tribe on this one because I haven't really revisited the Fear of a Black Panther album in a minute, and I listen to Tribe a lot more. I gotta be in a certain mind space to listen to Fear of a Black Planet. Then I do
Right. You gotta be in social justice warrior mode.
Tribe.
All right. Now we're finally Wu versus Wu, sibling rivalry. I'm going with the album that birthed Raekwon. PJ,
What is this?
is this where
Purple
you
Tape
want to use your
versus.
skip?
Yeah, please.
Tony, it's on you. Too late. You use your skips. I think only Big O has a skip left.
Oh,
This ain't that hard.
yes, it is. Yes, you know me well enough. You know this is hard.
Woo Wednesday, the only brother who pull out GP Woo
Oh, God.
in decades. In decades, the only brother who pulled out some GP Woo shit.
You know what? I think Ray had a good run. Ray had a good run. I gotta do 36. Ray had a real good run.
Big O.
Yo, I remember where I was at when I heard both albums, man.
All
But
right.
yeah, that Purple Tape again, no skips in that Purple Tape, man. You know what I'm saying? So I gotta go with Purple Tape.
There are skips, in my opinion, but that's not my opinion for this vote. Tyrone.
Okay, so since y'all wanted to talk about compilation album, let's talk about the Wu-Tang Clan because that's a compilation album too.
No, it ain't.
No, it's
Isn't
not.
it?
No,
Stop
it
it.
ain't.
No,
They
it's
came
not.
out as a group, sir. They came
No,
out
it
as a
ain't.
group.
They
No.
compilated though. It's 9 of them.
No, they were members of a
Dre.
group.
Dr. Dre is in a group.
Well, here's what I'm gonna say. I think that Ray, Ghost, and a little bit of Cat can take out You God, RZA, and the Master Killer. So I'm gonna pick the purple.
I like how you left Deck out of that one. Good move.
Thank you.
No,
Thank
that
you.
was very key.
That was
Son,
key.
I picked the bad one.
You did that on purpose, and they're not
Right.
even bad. They're not even bad. But I see what you leaving out Deck is on purpose because
Right.
every last one of them members say the stories of Deck makes all them niggas go back and write their raps over.
That's my favorite.
Yes.
Kid.
Yes. You had to leave Deck out, brother, because that would have been a
Jamal.
false statement if you just.
Go ahead, Jamal. It's on you.
It's like picking between your children. Which one is your favorite child, bro? But like the listener said, bro, Purple Tape.
Shemaine.
Into Google.
TJ. Your life is on the
We
line.
all staring at TJ right now.
Your life is on the line. Remember, you're the same color as the logo. I'm fucking with you. He said, and just for that, I'm going purple. Did we lose you, TJ? TJ conveniently.
He's doing it on purpose.
His connection dropped out conveniently.
He's doing it on purpose. He knows what he's doing.
Exactly. Is that we had 2 people watching all show? Did any of y'all want to vote? Actually, 1 person on Twitch, 1 person on YouTube. Big numbers. Wow. Sarcasm. But TJ, did we lose you? You're not on mute. Are you picking a coin out your pocket to flip?
Man, TJ making this dramatic.
TJ's on fucking. TJ's
Hey,
on
this is
death
his.
mute.
This is his moment. Let him have his moment. It's cool.
About to say, yo, are you not the father?
Yeah, bro. He's about to ask for a lifeline and dial a friend.
I think that's what he's doing because he ain't
The results
listening to
are in
us.
this envelope, ladies and gentlemen.
Yo, my
TJ.
headphones went on. I can't hear nobody.
Oh, okay.
I'm going Purple Tape.
Oh, fuck.
Woo!
I'm going Purple Tape. When I get my headphones back, I'll let you know why.
No, we don't need to know why now. No. All right.
Oh, I think I'm about to use my skip.
Queens versus Brooklyn. Ready to Die versus the infamous Shemaine. Q Burrow. Hard and rugged like Marlboros. Beat nuts, new joint. Mad thorough. Wrong music. And you see how Jamal dipped out right on time. Look at y'all punk asses going off camera. Tyrone. I'm not calling you a punk ass, Shemaine, because you're doing something. These guys left the whole planet.
Yeah, now it's my turn. I'll be back.
Now it's my turn.
Everybody got dookie. This round is making everybody shit.
Biggie's in my top 5 dead or alive. So and Ready to Die was the start of that. So that's what I'm going with. I'm going with Ready to Die.
Cool. Big O.
Yeah, Biggie is my favorite rapper of all time, and then Doom, but I'm going with Mobb Deep because Infamous is just a better album.
Then how Biggie become your favorite rapper all time when his best album is not?
Because Life After Death was probably his best album.
What?
Life After Death was a blueprint of every album that came out after that.
Oh, man.
My opinion.
No, you got it. You got it.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah. Infamous and Cuban Link is splitting hairs.
Gotcha. Well, we're not calling this one just yet. Hold on a second. Who didn't vote? There's 4 of us here. I guess I didn't vote. Yeah. I'm going with Infamous. I'm going with Infamous.
About me that quick, did you?
I like no, well, you just came back, but I love Ready to Die. But on this album, Biggie doesn't have a Shook Ones.
Oh man,
like that, Tony.
Yo, these.
It's the feds calling Big O saying, "Why are you showing your face?" Tony, it's on you.
Infamous. Gotta go Infamous.
I hate that they're not here. Well, bars, but the infamous already took this one, TJ. So you and
Who was it
Jamal
against?
went Ready to Die.
Yeah, Infamous.
Yeah. So Jamal's vote has become unnecessary, and the weeds have begun to get whacked on this side of the town. Somebody decided to weed
What's
whack.
your favorite track off Infamous? Just out of curiosity.
Shook One.
Yo, sorry, yo.
It's
I had to do a
okay.
location change. Yo, it's Ready to Die. I mean, excuse me, it's Infamous.
I'll add the 7th vote on there just cause. I mean 6.
Yeah, man. Big is my favorite rapper. I think Infamous is a slightly better album.
I said the same shit and I got ridiculed.
Cause I don't get it.
It just is. It's like bar for bar, Biggie's better than them. But the production on Infamous was just a little better.
Tony, you asked. I think off this album, it's either I'm looking at the track list right now. It might be Temperatures Rising.
Time out.
What's up?
You was all infamous. And he said, "What's your favorite song off the album?" And you don't even know what you don't. You had to check it out.
Tyrone, yeah,
I can tell you my favorite song off Ready to Die. I can tell you my favorite song off Ready to Die right now. I ain't gotta check it out.
Well, when I consume too much, it's sometimes you need a refresher. Sometimes you need a little refresher.
All right. Your favorite song off the album, you don't know it. You shook.
Only
you
shook. Cuban Links for my Marauders.
You shook.
Ooh.
Yeah, I think this is where I want to use my skill.
Well, you can't, sir. You have to pick.
We started from TJ, the last one, right? So Jamal, where are you going?
I'm going with purple tape.
This one is like picking children.
Purple tape for me.
Oh, my bad. Shemaine.
Purple tape for me.
Me too. Tyrone.
Purple tape for me.
It's over. It's over. So, Big O, you want to skip?
Yeah,
or you got a soliloquy.
Nah, I got it. No, I got a minute soliloquy, man. Midnight Marauders. I used to listen to on the bus going to school. I'm going Midnight Marauders. That's tough, boy.
Purple tape. Purple tape.
And just cause TJ?
Hard heads get shattered like mirrors. That's the purple tape for me. So,
man,
splatter your goose, scatter your feathers.
Feathers. Woo! Ghost killed that shit.
Well, killed that shit. This is friendly fire. This feels like a mirror match in a way.
Damn.
I'm gonna go first. I'm going Shaolin bias, but not just because of Shaolin bias. To be honest with you, between the two, and especially after looking over the Infamous's track listing, a lot more shit that I would skip on this album than I could ever think to on Raekwon's album. Now, Raekwon doesn't truly have. I mean, Drink Away the Pain is one of them joints that's like, with them two and Q-Tip, like just the lyrical creativity on that joint right there alone is.
And that was one of the first songs on the album.
But tell them, damn village niggas get slapped in Manhattan.
Right? I mean, just Criminology, Glaciers of Ice, just the singles alone, Ice Cream. Yeah, I'm sorry. Go ahead, TJ, it's on you.
Man, Rainy Days.
Real niggas get slapped in Manhattan for rapping. Big Ghost steps off laughing.
Ha!
Big Ghost step off laughing.
Tony cheated. Oh, okay, he's there. What's your vote, Tony? Big O. No soliloquy, just a vote.
It's tough. Cuban Link, man. Cuban Link.
You're coming back at the end. Okay.
Cuban Link.
Put the pressure on you, Tyrone.
I'll be the first to set off shit, last to run. The rule work together as one, and I call my brother son because he shine like one.
Oh.
Right.
Oh.
Shemaine.
Sleep.
What'd you say?
Sweep it down.
Sweep it down.
She said it's a sweep.
Jamal. Yeah, Jamal.
Nobody picked Infamous. Nobody picked Infamous. All right. I'm gonna go purple tape.
I thought she was about to say
Nobody picks Infamous.
I'm about to say, yo, for nobody to pick Infamous is disrespectful to Infamous.
No, it's not.
You know what I'm saying?
No,
But even though
no, it's not. How do you figure that?
Yo, this is picking kids like Infamous.
Yeah.
Infamous was a fucking classic.
I
don't know. I can
the last
listen to both albums right now and enjoy it. You know what I'm saying?
How do you feel about Ill Magic, though? Oh, how do you feel about that? Ill Magic.
Don't answer it. It's a setup. Don't do it.
He knows.
Don't do it. Because you weren't even talking to me, and I was about to answer.
He said it. He was the one who said it, right? Or Jamal said it.
Said what?
No, it was
That
so.
was my book. That was Mako. That was his.
Oh yeah,
That was
yeah,
his.
yeah, yeah. That's right.
That was his. That was definitely his invention, bro.
You're a winner.
I can't take credit. Won't take credit for that patent.
People could feel a way about this tournament. I don't think they're gonna be too mad seeing that this was the winner.
I feel that
Staten
Yo,
Island wins
why y'all
something.
cheat?
Staten Island wins something.
Yo,
I mean,
don't
look
care.
at all the albums
Yeah.
they had to beat, though, man. You talking about Illmatic? You talking about fucking
Word.
First round too.
yeah, like come on,
West
dude.
Coast heads, Midwest heads, Canadians. I don't care, man. You're
Not
not.
for nothing. Yeah,
You're not beating. You're not beating Cuban links.
that's
But
it. There was no way I was picking against that in any round from the beginning.
Yeah.
biased, but that's okay.
It hurt me. It hurt me to pick my number
I don't
one.
talk about bias.
And
There's a
then
lot
I'm
of
on
cheating
my
going on.
favorite time out.
There's a lot of cheating going on today.
He said a lot of cheating.
Because
But what
one
we're
minute,
gonna
no. Hear me out, because y'all didn't listen to me
Yeah.
first time. Okay? So 1 minute y'all was like, I just started listening to Doom, but Doom is better. And then Big O said that he picked Midnight Marauders because he listened to that on the bus back in the day. So it's like,
I only said
we
that
go-
because of Eminem, though. Eminem
come on, man.
didn't do it for me like that.
Okay.
Right.
At that time,
Eminem is the subject matter for me. I just could not listen to. I would listen to like,
that
okay,
time.
he's saying some shit. Then I'm like,
At that time, even at that time, Eminem was good, but I didn't throw his cassette in the
I'm
tape
just
deck.
saying.
never.
I'm just saying,
True,
I can't be like,
but
oh, I
I
listened to
Liar.
it today.
I know, but I
then
still
y'all,
pick
then when
my
y'all want to
stuff
get
from that
another
time.
vote, y'all want to listen to it in the 90s.
Somebody saw your Eminem tape list.
No,
Anybody saw your Eminem tape list? All right then.
Well,
So,
I
this ain't
wanted
about
to
Eminem.
do
This is about everybody.
I wanted to do a quick review of the whole tournament from everybody's point of view, starting with Shemaine. What was your feelings?
I don't got no feelings about it for real, but I really did. I enjoyed myself. I think that to do this again with a better, you know what I'm saying, with some different, less East Coast music. I say even the down south and the Midwest kind of maybe mixed together would be something good to do. I would love to be a part of it. Hearing everybody's reasons, whether I agreed or not, interesting and agreeable. You know what I'm saying, to some. Hip hop is a beautiful thing, and I was happy to share it with everybody. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I feel about the overall thing. But everybody's picks valid because it's your opinion.
That's it. And that's one of them things about these freaking arguments what we have when everybody's top five. Who's your top five? Oh, your top five subject. It's all subjective. It's all your opinion. Y'all not gonna agree with my opinion. I might not agree with yours. You know, like I don't have Big or Pac in my top five, but how you probably get 1,000 people online talking about nigga, you crazy. Like, what's wrong with you?
You know
That ain't
what?
mine.
Do you think that sometimes it's like a program response?
It
Like
absolutely.
people are just like, oh, they have to be
100%.
there because everyone
Dude.
else said it. Like you get
Dude.
trash, it's not. It's like
bring this to the mid 2000s or early 2000s, and 100,000%. It was like it felt like a pre-programmed response, just like everybody's saying Michael Jordan is the quote unquote GOAT. It's a pre-programmed response because everybody and your sister around you been telling everybody to say the same shit, and so people just fall in line like lemmings and just follow along. And I was the lemming that would stray off to the side, like, nah, fuck y'all. Y'all look like y'all going to die, not me. And I would form my own opinion because that's all we need to do is just form our own opinion. That's it.
I know who my goal is.
Kobe.
There you go. Kobe dunked on your neck earlier this episode. But what was your what was your Nah, yo, the first time he was on with us, Kobe was falling all over his head the whole episode. Rest easy, Kobe. But Tyrone, what's your thoughts on the tournament overall?
The tournament overall was great, and I like going back. You know, it took me back to my time. You know, and I like what I was doing back then, and it just gave me that good vibe. But here's the thing I wanted to talk about: all of those people that was talking about we should have added more West Coast, should have added more down south, and all that. they missing their era. They better get on the 2000s when they had like Luda and T.I. was doing the thing when they had Game and all that. During the 90s, they couldn't compete. It was that's just honest, my honest opinion. They didn't have nobody to compete in this tournament. But now
I respect
if
that.
if you go to the 2000s when Luda and T.I. was king of the South for real, and they had and Game was out there doing his thing on the West Coast, then now we can talk. So they need to pick if they pick a 2000s one, they can come on over here. But to come over here in the 90s, they weren't ready.
Well, they would have been ready if one of us thought to put an Outkast album on, which I don't think. No, we did, but it wasn't the right one from my opinion.
It wasn't the right
Outkast
album.
wasn't gonna win it.
Right. But it all depended on where we were all from. Because if half of us was from Atlanta, it might have been that the whole way, just like how Big O had the purple tape flying to the final like it did.
No way, you got to put formidable opponents in the ring. You know what I mean?
Agreed.
No matter where you're from. I could be in Atlanta right now. I could be from Atlanta and I could have said Jobo Snow had the best album down there.
But that's the thing.
Nobody knows him.
But that's the problem. It's because when you get regional with things, you're more inept to what you know than the other shit. Not everybody, not to put it all on me, but not everybody had my type of mentality that was willing to go dive into the South and see what was going on in the South, or go to the West Coast to see what was going on to the West Coast, or dive into the Midwest in Detroit and know the things outside of Eminem and D12 and things like regional bias does play a factor to a lot of opinions.
But
and
if you have an album that you won in the tournament with the top albums of an era, and your album ain't known across the whole country, it cannot compete.
Big O, you on mute, man. I ain't hear words you said.
But here's the thing, though. A lot of the
say again?
albums.
I missed what the listener said. What you say, brother?
I'm sorry. I was just saying that I did say that the Chronic was the best West Coast album out there.
Yeah, there's no disputing that. But to what Tyrone was saying was that if we're picking these albums and these albums didn't kind of go nationally, a lot of these albums really didn't go nationally. The Dirty 30 made it far in this tournament. Not many people outside of New York really knew what that was about.
Correct.
The sunrises in the East. Yeah. Japan knew, because Japan and overseas fucked with J. Rule heavy.
The Japanese are plugged in though, man. They plugged into it.
Point of discussion was just regional. There was going to be a set of regional bias from us because we all grew up in New York City, except for you, and Tony was Jersey, but it's right there. We all grew up in the 90s in New York. And this was one of the arguments when Diz was on, and shout outs to Diz. I'm upset that my bad, I forgot to send you the link, even though you said you couldn't make it. But part of the commentary that I was making when we did have Diz on was the factor of it was all about where you were at the time and how you got and how the music got to you. We did describe that like the South sometimes would get shit from New York 2-3 months down the line. Like when my boy, here's perfect example, different style of music. When my boy Jason left Staten Island and was in Louisiana at Grambling, right? He's a big dance hall soca guy because he's Trini, right? He wasn't getting the newer shit that was coming out up here until 2 or 3 months later, if somebody didn't send him some shit. But if people were sending him shit to be on top of stuff, then he was like the person that had the newest dancehall and soca music in that whole area because he had a plug up here that knew what was going on. And that's where the differences are. That's why, what rabbit hole conversation and I'm spinning off. Tony, what was your total thoughts about the tournament?
I think my favorite part of the tournament was it gave me homework. In all honesty, it gave me a bunch of albums that I was alive for in the 90s, but I might have just been too young to actually catch on to. Leaving my mom's out of it. But I would have never, like, as in my youth, I would have never picked up J. Rule. I would have never, I heard the Roots and I never jumped on it. I would have never tried to listen to Doom. Like, I wouldn't have focused on it at the time. Like, granted, I'm late to the party, but I like being introduced to stuff that I've missed, because there's a lot of music that I've missed because I was so tunnel vision on specific groups, Wu-Tang Clan, of course, as an example. But I think, and hearing all the opinions from all of y'all too, like, it's good to hear different thoughts and reasons on why you guys see an album at a higher standard than what the majority of everyone else says. Because I wasn't not force fed, but I didn't hear the same lame ass arguments that you normally hear from pre-done responses. I loved it, man. I thought it was great. I'm ready for another decade. Let's do it.
Well, I'm sorry. Can I say something real quick?
Yeah, I was going to you next. But
okay,
this might be maybe a once a month thing, but we'll keep them to smaller tournaments. That's not going to stretch out as long as we did, because, of course, any reason to get Shemaine back is great. Tyrone, any reason to get you back is great. Tony, same. Again, y'all are always welcome, no matter what we're talking about. You know,
absolutely.
Y'all are always welcome, no matter what we're talking about. So, go ahead, O.
Yeah. So, all right. So I joined the Army in '97. So I was around a lot of down south folk, whatever the case is, and I heard a lot of Master P. I was inundated with Master P music and Cash Money, and I'll be honest with you, it was trash to me. I thought it was trash, until I heard Outkast, and I heard Outkast and the whole Dungeon Family, and my whole outlook just changed. So it wasn't like all down south music for me was garbage. I mean, I know good music when I hear it. You know what I'm saying? And Master P, I'm sorry, like Silk the Shocker to me is the worst rapper.
Right.
It's nepotism.
Yo, I don't know. Magoo might be
Magoo.
Yeah.
Magoo might be number one, dog.
Still, it's Mag and Ooh. Remember they explained it. It's Mag and nah. He tried to explain that shit, and I was like, nah, that shit don't fly. But yo,
I know that Silk the Shocker was rapping in cursive to all of us at one point.
But to grow up though, and Silk the Shocker said he was like, I did that shit on purpose.
Why,
dog? I got it. Got it.
What was the reason?
But Big O, let's keep it real though. Let's keep it real, because I fuck with Master P. I fuck with what Cash Money was doing back in the day.
Me too.
Outkast was more relatable to a New York sound. Because Outkast was influenced by Tribe directly. So it kind of I can say why, I can understand why that was what got you, because that's what got me. Because when you put it together later in life, this is why it just kind of plugged in, and it felt like, yes. Yeah, but they were fire. They were fire. Hands down.
Fire. Yes.
But now the tournament. Let's get to that. That's what we're really talking about.
No, this is Griot. I enjoyed the fuck out of this, man. Like, if we want to do 2000s, early 2000s, I'm ready. I'm ready to do my homework. You know what I'm saying? So if you want to do that, yeah, I'm down.
Food and Little Brothers, the Minstrel Show is going to be my final.
Food is my final four. I'm just saying. I'm putting it like that. That's my final four.
When did Mad Villainy come out, though?
I don't know.
Come out?
Mad Villainy also my final four.
Yeah, man.
Mad Villainy is the best to me.
It may be MF Doom versus MF Doom in the final.
But what's your finals on the tournament?
I thought Chicken and Bill gonna be in there
for sure. For sure.
Yeah.
Is that his best work?
This one was really dope. I love hearing everyone's opinions. Love hearing everybody's opinions and your thoughts and your reasoning behind your thoughts. I thought some key things came out of this. I learned about some new albums. I also thought that some good points were brought up. One being about this tournament in the 90s and why it was so regional and East Coast heavy is because the other regions were still in the infancy in terms of the hip hop game. So they were just learning it. Regionality came into play. And when every region had a different sound. And I thought hip hop was more healthy back then because of that. That's just my opinion. Because, you could identify a sound by, it had a specific sound before everything went national. And then it was really the West Coast albums are the ones that started going global first and started making rap national like that and making the radio stations change their format. So those are key things just to see, just based on this tournament and all of our opinions, how we actually see a history of hip hop and how it developed and why it's the sound we have now.
Great points. And yeah, like we could do a whole show discussing that. And even in that, people will still find a way to argue what the hell we talking about when it's right in our faces. I feel like giving Shemaine hands when I say that. she hits people with that all the time. Like it's right in our faces. With TJ.
This tournament was dope. I mean, it brought me back to my late teens, early 20s. And where I was at when I heard particular albums or particular songs, and that made me feel good. Also, it was fun hearing everybody's perspective of where they were at and what they were doing and how they came across the music. That's always an interesting perspective for me because that's a different feeling for you than it would be for me. And generationally, like who you were with and who you were around at that time. Also played a heavy
when you heard it, yeah.
Yeah, I also played a heavy influence on how you felt about that particular song or album. So that's always dope because when you hear it, you think everybody hears what you hear, and that's not the case. 90% of the time, you like I like this because of this. You liked it because of that too, right? And they're like, no, that's not why I liked it. This is why I liked it, and it definitely expands your thought on how people receive music and how they interpret music. So that's always dope to me. The 90s, I was right in the middle of it in that era. So all these albums, I was right in the thick of it. So I love that aspect of it. That was my era. We could do a 2000s tournament. I would love that. I mean, Jeezy had a run in there. I mean, a lot of people had big runs in that decade. So I'm all for it. I appreciate all of y'all's opinions and perspectives on all the music we discussed here. It was dope. And I'm with you, Dan. We can do something like this once a month. It gets the juices flowing, you know what I'm saying? And it gives you, like Tony said, it gives you homework. If something you've heard maybe once or twice, it makes you go back and listen. Did I really listen to the album or did I just skim through it?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times we often do skim through stuff if we only listen to like 2 or 3 songs on an album. So
did you listen to Jimi Hendrix or did you hear Jimi Hendrix?
Right. So in that sense, this was dope. And it'll always be. It entertains great conversation, no matter who you with. So I like that, and that's what we're trying to do: entertain conversation.
All right. So the next one, once again, y'all are all invited, and the next one to make sure that it's fair when we do build, y'all are going to be included in the build, to make this fully fair. Because y'all might add some shit that went over our heads, or we might have had written down and was like, nah, not for me. But then it could have been for you, and then I gotta take it because it's your input. But I will give y'all guidelines on what and how I've been trying to guide us brothers on how to make this and make it fair to include more.
Is there such thing as a perfect tournament, though, Dan?
Absolutely not. And I never said the word perfect.
Right. And I'm just saying.
I said fair.
I hear you.
The model of this one was let's make it fair. Because if we didn't Big O's list would have been A Tribe Called Quest 1, 2, 3, 4, Mobb Deep, every album. And that's it.
He's only speaking facts. He's only speaking facts.
I'm gonna give you. I'm gonna give you. Actually, I'm gonna give you what I kind of gave, which is a little bit mixed up. Maybe a little more underground. Maybe a little bit more beneath the surface of that era. You know,
and less stingy with the randomizer button.
TJ would have been all light skin.
Yo, chill, bro.
It would have been white tee. It would have been white tee.
No, bro.
It would have been special ed.
No, my God.
That's some cold stuff.
Wow. This is my brother. This is my brother, y'all. He's talking bad about me like this.
Yo, special ed, that shit was a classic, though.
But it was
everyone still knows the words to that shit. I got it made.
Yeah, but that's it, though. I'm a huge special ed fan, but most people don't go past what I got it made.
Special ed tape was flavor. 5 minutes in the mic was dope.
Everybody got
what
song? A frog and a solid gold bone. A frog and a dog and a solid gold bone.
Yeah.
What about I'm the Magnificent? I'm the Magnificent with a sensational style, and I can go on and on for like a mile a minute, cause I can hit it like a current drive.
And that described every time we got to a round. Big O was able to go on and off like a mile a minute about every matchup, and I fucking loved it.
Yo, I just want to highlight one moment that Big O picked Del the Funky Homo Sapien over the Chronic.
What?
When?
Y'all forgot?
That might be round one.
No, that was Bizarre Ride. That was Bizarre Ride to the Far Side. Del wasn't in the tournament.
Okay.
Del
okay.
That might have been a pick for me. Del could have been in, but
Bizarre Ride to me was my favorite West Coast album. Chronic was the best in people's eyes West Coast album, but Bizarre Ride, I can still listen to Bizarre Ride and enjoy it. I can enjoy that.
You my brother for almost 30 years? Well, bro. No.
Yo, listen.
And with that being said, as he just said, we could go on and on for about a mile a minute, but we're done. This is a good one. Shemaine.
Yo, appreciate y'all.
It's on you first. You know what to do.
Oh, love, light, and loyalty is the motto. Pray for me, I pray for you. Y'all have a great week. Again, thank you for letting me absorb this great male energy and be great. Peace.
Tony, you'll be back. Just like everybody else will. Oh, she
Yes,
just
sir.
said peace and broke
Yeah,
out.
she meant that shit.
Yeah.
She meant that shit.
Yeah.
She said peace and
Clocked out. She's like, bing. This is good. I love this. I love this. This was great. I feel bad that I was nervous this whole time trying to do it too.
Don't be
You should
scared.
never, you should never be nervous, though. I mean, you come from a great background of hip hop knowledge.
Yeah, but sometimes wait till you guys hear what I feel about Outkast.
No,
Okay.
we're not. We'll save that for.
Yeah, we'll save that one.
But we got to remember, TJ, as he described when we first brought
Oh, shit,
you
here we
down
go.
last week.
Here we go.
He said this was his first time podcasting, so that's
Oh.
where I can get the nerves coming in.
Okay. I'll let that go.
Well, go ahead, Tony. Finish up. Go ahead.
No, I'm glad we got through this tournament. I mentioned it again. I love the homework. I'm excited for another one. I don't even care if it's West Coast, down south, doesn't matter. I enjoy all of your opinions and facts, because both times that I've been on, I've learned a lot of different stuff to look out for and different mindsets. And I appreciate you guys giving me the time to hang out with y'all too. Thank you.
Word up, Tyrone.
Hey, I'm glad to be here. Y'all know I'll come back anytime, but I just like the fact that that when we do these type things, there's legit debate. You know what I mean? Like, I can say something and you can legit have an answer. I hate when I'm talking to somebody and I say something and they just cuz, and they don't answer what I'm saying. You guys always have an answer. It's like it's almost is like he said. It's like homework. It's like we know when we come through or we say something wrong, like what he said about the chronic. You know what I mean? We know that we're gonna have to answer this. Like these guys ain't gonna let you just get away with making no crazy statements. So you do gotta prepare yourself. You gotta say, okay, Sunday I'm about to vote this one here, but I gotta be able to say something when they look at me. You know what I mean? And that just brings the fun out to say, like, you gotta have an answer. You gotta be ready. We bringing out the best in each other as black men, and that's great.
Word up. But if you want to hear more of that, it's what I said, and that's how it goes. Listen to Tyrone's recent episode when he was talking about Kobe, and he's great because I said so. He said it. He was like, not to call you out like that, man. But I'm sorry. I want y'all to go listen to his show. That's what I'm doing right here. We're advertising the brother's show. But he's just like, he said, we're not going to look at numbers. I'm just telling y'all. And he killed that shit. But it's all love. You know what it is. No, exactly. Don't look at me like, yo, I'm going to kill this nigga. You know what's all love. Oh, listen, if y'all not following the List for podcast, please do that right now. Just like also, too, coming soon, I will save what I was going to say after everybody else goes. Big O, you know.
Yo, this was fun, man. This was fun as fuck. I challenged one of us, me myself included. We need to make a playlist of works of all this music that was in this tournament, and I guarantee you, man, it'll be the best playlist that you'll ever own.
Not to cut off your final shout outs. This is why I asked for the list almost like a month before we started the tournament, because I was gonna actually connect my DJ equipment and make a mixtape of some of the joints in this. We still got time. We got time.
Damn.
Even though
that's another tournament right there, though.
That's another tournament right there,
that's
bro.
Another tournament. Your favorite song. That's a tournament.
Oh,
yeah, that's a tournament right there.
I'm ready for that.
That's a tournament. Because you gotta do your homework.
I'm ready for that.
You even make your selections. That's a tournament.
Dog.
I'm ready
for
that.
You have a tournament with yourself before you gotta get your selections.
Keep going, Big O. Keep going. Because I just think I couldn't let that slide because I did say that I wanted to do that leading into
Okay. Because the shit we were picking, like we said, everyone said it at least once. It was like picking kids. And this music, man, like, there were no wrong answers. So, we were debating and arguing with each other. And I'm like, yo, dude, there's no wrong answers to any of this shit, man. Like, so this tournament, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the fuck out of it because I knew that there was no wrong answer. There was no fucked up answer. Like, how could you pick that one? Nah, there was none of that. So I enjoyed that, man. This was fun. I can't wait for the next era or singles or whatever, B-sides, whatever you want to pick. I'm here for it.
All right. So what we'll do, and I'll hit Charmaine up later. Everybody pick at least 5 songs from the albums that were in this tournament.
Oh my God.
It's going to be hard. No, listen to what I'm going to say. It's not going to be that hard. The hardest thing is not picking fucking duplicates.
Yeah.
From all the albums that was in this tournament, pick over them. Pick 5 songs.
Brother, us four we're picking duplicates. I'm sure of it.
Under the Starter 5 podcast Spotify, I'll build a playlist of all the songs that we put. All right. And if somebody picks a duplicate, I will say, yo, somebody else pick this, pick something else. Send it to me. Once it's finalized, it'll be up under the Star 5 podcast Spotify, and we'll have the playlist rocking. That'll be the simple way to do this.
Okay.
Are we gonna skim it too after that, just to see what's on it? We all discuss it. Or...
Yeah, well, I'm gonna just build it and be like, here's the link. Go listen, share it, get people to follow. That's all we ask for. Jamal.
Yo, appreciate everybody, man. This tournament was dope. Like I said, man, I learned a lot. I loved the perspectives. Coming for everybody. I thought everyone's choice was informed. I love the fact that if you chose something, you had to stand on it. Like Tyrone said, you had to have an answer as to why. But no, great shout out to everybody. Tony, Tyrone, please continue to come back often for every show, man. Y'all add incredible dynamic to everything. Peace to my brothers. Shout out to Ill Magic. Peace to Ishtar and the Secret Twins.
TJ.
Yeah, yo, this was dope. There was no Tyrone Voltron slander this tournament. Thank God for that. You know what I'm saying? But shout out to everybody that participated. We had, even in the earlier weeks when we had people in the comments talking and stuff like that. That was dope. That was dope. And this next one is going to be, I mean, there was no serious table furniture move in this one, but I think the songs one, it might get personal because, I mean, you're talking about songs that actually moved you. And that's just a different feeling altogether as opposed to an entire album. You can listen to your favorite song as many times as you want. You're not doing the same thing for an entire album. You're just not doing it. But this was dope. Appreciate everybody. Tony, Lisper, Miss New York, everybody else who participated in the comments. Like everybody else was saying, you guys are more than welcome to come back. This was very entertaining, informative, educated. And I said, I always take something from everybody's perspective, and that's big respect right there. So I love it. We could do this forever.
Word, but we're not, because the vision. I think I mentioned it. We mentioned it on an episode before. It's like we need to take a different turn in 2023 in a way, and we need to take a little bit different turn and try to create more evergreen content, shit that can last and actually be replayed and have replay value. Because everybody knows we started off as a predominantly sports-based show, and we started off as a predominantly sports-based show, and it was a weekly of what's going on. But when them seasons is over, it's like, do you really need to go back and hear what happened at this date and this time, when we can have conversations surrounding certain things and topics that can go on forever and can be listened to and re-enjoyed again and again and again? Got to find a way, bring back games of the week and stuff like that. We can go back over, playoff talk and stuff like that when we're in it, when shit gets meaningful, shit like that. But creating content that's going to actually last and have a replay value is the goal, in my opinion, for us. Everybody else, we can all share our opinions later and have more opinion on where do you want to see this go. But these tournament things at once a month does sound good, to do something different, to try to bring more faces in and be a part of the fun. They don't have to be about music, as you've seen in the month of March when we went through everything. Like, we did the cartoons, we did wrestling, we didn't do video
cartoons.
Yeah,
you missed cartoons.
I wish I'd have known.
But see about
It's all right.
replayability.
Transformers 1. It's all right. It's all right, bro.
To see about replayability, you can go back to our YouTube page and watch it, and/or go to the streaming platforms and listen to it again. And it's not going to sound like, yo, these dudes was talking about this shit in 1988. No, that's what I'm talking about. You can go back and check something like that out now. But we're going to definitely, every month, we'll build one, whether we do involve everybody or not. You know what I'm saying? We're definitely going to build one. And if you look in the private chat, y'all, the link for the cartoons episode is in there right now. So you could click that and put that on another window later. But yeah, man, I mean, we got more growing to come. Pause. July, it's looking like the first weekend of July, we hit our official, unofficial 400th episode of the Starting Five. In the podcast catalog altogether that this podcast catcher that I found has, this week's will make 420 episodes combined. But I went back and scrolled through and did the math, excluding other shows that were a part of the network when we were more of a network. So just taking the numbers out of how many episodes Coach Casey did of Just the Facts, how many Katara's Cafe episodes went up, just subtracting those, subtracting my mayor's office and blown calls, subtracting the inside the mind of LG, subtracting JP's 2 views from the borough, things like that. A couple shorts of Shoot the Five that we did when we was talking about the Luke Cage series, and a couple other different things like episodes that wasn't the Starting Five was subtracted. And like I said, around I think July 1st, it was originally kind of going to fall around Philly Cigar Week opening weekend, I think of June 24th, 25th. But yeah, I think because of skipping last week, we should end up in like the first or second week of July. We're going to hit 400 episodes. So if you've been a fan, been friends with us, whatever the case may be, we're trying to develop something to do for the 400th episode. And particularly because it's summertime, that might be the call to the homie Mike Jones, and we do something live at Hackensack Company.
Damn.
That it might be a quick call there. Maybe something different. You know, maybe we could do a freaking live podcast and barbecue, because also coming soon, we're going to have a promo code for the homie Jared from the from hashtag Blackout Podcast. We are going to have a promo code from us for Hooks, Rubs, and Spices. So visit hookrub.com, and coming soon, you're going to have a promo code personally dedicated to the Star 5 podcast that you will be able to get a nice little percentage off your order of some pretty dope seasoning. I haven't ordered any in a minute. The last time I had some was the first time we gave it away a few years back. We gave it away.
That was your man that said Kevin from Home Alone could beat the Predator, right?
Yes.
I thought we was past that, man.
Always got some fucked up memory marker to remember some shit. And we're gonna leave that at that. So
yeah, we're not gonna discuss that.
Coming through from the Star 5, we're gonna have a promo code for Hooks, Rubs, and Spices.
like that.
And with that being said, we're going to Houdini our way out of here. Peace.
Peace to the Knicks.
We'll see y'all next week. Hopefully the Knicks are up.